Hello dear students, welcome to Axiomaticos. This video is the part of the solution series for PhD entrance exam of mathematics conducted by Indian Statistical Institute. So it's a 2019 paper and we are here with its problem number 6. So let us have a look on this problem. Let f such that R201 be a continuously differentiable function satisfying this condition for all x belongs to R, and f of 0 is 1. Prove that there exists t greater than 0 such that f dash of t is 0. Now what we are given with a continuously differentiable function. What is the meaning of continuously differentiable function? It has a simple meaning that the derivative of f will be a continuous function. Now we are given with this special property. Let us write all of these notes down. We are given with continuous function from R to 0, 1, continuously differentiable function, It satisfies this property f square of x plus f dash x whole square is greater than or equal to 1. Alright. Now also it is given to us that f of 0 is 1. Now what we have to prove? We have to prove that there exists t greater than 0 such that f dash of t is equal to 0. Alright. So now notice this thing that your range set is not range set, I will say codomain. Your codomain is 0 to 1. Now you are given with f of 0 is equal to 1. What is that meaning? This means that at 0 f attains maximum at where? At 0. F attains maximum at 0. Alright. So now let us move forward. What we have to show? We have to show that f dash of t, there exists t such that f dash of t is 0 and t is also greater than 0. So I will assume that f dash of t is not equal to 0 for all t greater than 0, or I will write t belongs to 0 to infinity, open interval. Now if f dash of t is not equal to 0 and you have f a continuously differentiable function. Continuously differentiable means that the derivative, that is f dash of t, will be a continuous function. So this is a continuous function that we have. Now let us draw a Cartesian plane in order to understand some graphical features of this. Suppose we have a continuous function and it attains value here and here. Then according to the intermediate value property, we can say that all the values that lie in between these two, that is these values, alright, all the values that lies in between these two will be attained by your function. Alright, so that means, now see, this value 0, okay, this is 0, so this value 0 lies between these two, therefore 0 will be attained. Are you getting my point? So according to the intermediate value property, if let us say, let me write, if fx is equal to a and fx is equal to b and f is a continuous function, then f has to attain all the values in between these two, a and b. Now from using this result, we can say that your f dash of t is either greater than 0 or f dash of t is completely less than 0. For all t belonging to 0 to infinity. Why? Because otherwise you will have this problem here. Suppose there exists 2 points such that it's greater than 0 and less than 0 on those points. That means you are again in this condition that for some point t1 you are here and for some point t2, let us say, you are here. Then according to the intermediate value property, you have to attain the 0. Are you getting my point? So that's why we cannot write this, because we already mentioned that it's non-zero for all t belonging to 0 to infinity. You got my point or not? So now we end up with these two cases, that either your function is strictly increasing or your function is strictly decreasing. These are the only two cases that we have. So let us study your case number 1. Suppose f is strictly increasing. Suppose f is strictly increasing. Alright, where? On 0 to infinity. F is strictly increasing on 0 to infinity. Alright. Now see this thing, that you are given with that f will attain maximum at 0. That means f of 0 is 1. So you have this point, f of 0 is equal to 1. You have this point in your range set. F of 0 is 1. Now what you are saying, after this 0, in this range 0 in this domain 0 to infinity open interval, your function is strictly increasing. Do you think it can happen? No, it cannot happen, because this will contradict your condition that your condition that f of 0 is 1. Why? Because in order to make this function strictly increasing, you have to start somewhere from here. Are you getting my point? Let us say this is 0 and this is the point next to 0. Alright, so a strictly increasing function on 0 to infinity will look like this or something like this. That means you have to start from somewhere else. You cannot start from here. Are you getting my point or not? You have f of 0 as 1, and if you will start from here, then your function will not be strictly increasing, because this is the line y is equal to 1. It's not possible at all. So if f is strictly increasing on 0 to infinity, then it contradict what? It contradict that f of 0 is 1. And also you have to keep in mind while writing this that f is differentiable function, continuously differentiable function. So it cannot happen here that you have a strictly increasing function on 0 to infinity and you have f of 0 as 1, and also you have f of t is less than equal to 1 for all, because you have this codomain. Alright, you got my point or not? So it's not possible. You can directly write this. You don't have to draw a graph in your exam. You can directly write this, that it will contradict that f of 0 is 1, because if f of 0 is 1, then you cannot have a strictly increasing function after that. You got my point? Because then you have to go down again. So it will have to be decreasing first, then only it can be strictly increasing. It cannot happen that just after 0 you got a strictly increasing function. It cannot happen. So that's the contradiction here. Now let us talk about case 2. What is case 2? Case 2 actually suggests that f is strictly decreasing on 0 to infinity. Let us say f is strictly decreasing. That means f dash of t is less than 0. I am talking about this case right now. So f is strictly decreasing on 0 to infinity. Now use the inequality that we have. This inequality I am talking right now. So f is strictly decreasing on this, and you know that what? You know that f of t is less than 1. You know this because of what? Because of this. Because f is a function from r to 0, 1. Now ft is less than equal to 1 and f is strictly decreasing on this domain 0 to infinity. That means you can directly say that ft cannot attain 1 here. Are you getting my point? On t belonging to 0 to infinity. Are you getting my point or not? By the range thing, by the codomain thing, you can write that f of t is less than equal to 1. But by using this strictly decreasing definition, you can say that it will be less than 1, because otherwise you will not have a strictly decreasing function, because it cannot attain 1 after that. So I am writing this. Now use this in this inequality. So in this inequality, you have f square of x plus f dash square of x greater than or equal to 1. Your f of x is less than 1. That means its square will also be less than 1. So according to this inequality, fx square plus f dash square, using this inequality, what can you say? This quantity is less than 1. So your quantity, this will be what? It will be greater than f dash of let me write t, because the whole thing you are writing in t. So according to this, f dash of t square, I will write a square initially. So this will be positive. Are you getting my point or not? Now this equality here will not be considered. Why? Because you know that ft is less than 1, therefore you will get strict inequality. That means f dash of t is greater than 0. Now, not only this you are getting from here, you're also getting that f dash of t is greater than 1 minus f of t square. Oh, sorry, square is also here. Now see that you have a decreasing function. I am talking about the domain 0 to infinity. Let me draw the graph again for you in order to make this thing clear. So you have this, all right. Now this is your what? This is your range, or you can say codomain 0 0, and you have this 0 1. Now you have maximum here, and after this point you are continuously decreasing. So what should be your graph? Your graph should look like this, because you are decreasing. I'm not saying that this is the exact graph. It may happen that it become, this line is asymptote, not this line will be asymptote, somewhere some another line will be asymptote, but I am telling you that this kind of graph you will have after this move. All right, this kind of rough graph I am drawing. That means your ft is continuously decreasing. Are you getting my point or not? ft is decreasing. It's going down. So from here you can say that f dash of t square is increasing. All right, or you can say what? You can say that f dash of t is increasing negatively. Are you getting my point or not? You know that if you have -2 and you have -3, then -2 is greater, but if you don't consider this negative sign for a while, then 3 is greater. So this is what is happening here. It's increasing negatively. So so you can say from here it's increasing negatively. Let me erase this part. So but what should happen according to the graph? Because you have a strictly decreasing function in between 0 to 1, so you will always end up with this kind of graph. That means some line will always be a asymptote to this graph. So assume just randomly, without loss of generality, let y is equal to 0 is its asymptote. Let us say y is equal to 0. I'm not saying that it will be, because it may happen that, let us draw another graph to make this thing clear. Let us say this is 1, this is y is equal to 1, this is y is equal to 0, and this is y is equal to 1 by 2. All right. It may also happen that this line becomes the asymptote. Are you getting my point or not? So but the main matter is that this curve will have a asymptote. This curve will have a asymptote. Now if it has a asymptote, that means when you will increase your when you will increase your t, this is your t axis. All right, so when you will increase your t, your f dash t should go to 0, because in the end it's going to be flat. Flat means what? The slope is 0 for that curve. But what is happening? It's happening that f dash of t is increasing negatively. So do you think is it possible? No, it's not possible, because what you are doing here, let us say you have -2 initially for f dash t, then you are getting -3, then you are getting -4 according to this negative increase. I'm not saying that these are the actual numbers, but I'm trying to explain this thing, because you have to go towards 0. F dash t has to go towards 0, but it is happening in the reverse way. You are getting that it will increase. F dash t is increasing negatively, although, but it's increasing. It's not going towards 0, it's going away from 0. So that is the contradiction in this part. So I hope you can write this formally Okay, you don't need much explanation there, but you can write this thing that f dash t is increasing negatively, so it should not happen with this function because you have a decreasing function in 0 to 1. Please keep in mind that you are inside 0 to 1. That's why this asymptote thing will come, that you eventually you will have asymptote there. All right, so thank you. This is how you can prove that there exists. So what was our assumption? Our assumption, this again, from this case we got our contradiction, right? But what was our assumption? Our assumption was that f dash t is non-zero. So we again got contradiction in this case also, and in this case also we got contradiction. So that means there will exist t such that t in this range, all right, 0 to infinity, such that f dash of t is 0 there. You got my point. So thank you.